Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome back. This is another Tag Tuesday, and this was an original tag, favorite quotes tag, and it was created by Sailing Through Books, and I was tagged by Pat over at Book Chat with Pat. So I actually typed them up because I have a horrible time reading my own writing, and I felt like these were very important to get right. So the first one, a quote you return to in hard times, and what comforts you about it. I do really like the Man in the Arena speech by Theodore Roosevelt, and I actually have a tattoo, Dare Greatly, that was inspired by that. But my favorite is actually Infinite Summer by Albert Camus. And it's very profound, and it really makes me think and feel powerful and strong when I think of this quote. So it's basically, I think it was a letter, but it's, "My dear, in the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. And that makes me happy, for it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me, there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back." So I really enjoy that one. I've handwritten it and given it as a gift to people when I know that they're struggling and could use a little powerful feelings about themselves, a little kindness and stuff. So number two, a quote or two that sums up your philosophy of life. East of Eden has a lot of philosophical quotes in here that I could have used. I chose two. So one of them is, "There's a responsibility in being a person. It's more than just taking up space where air should be." And then going along with that is, "And now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good." And as a recovering perfectionist, I feel like just trying to be good is enough now. And I really think it's important to know and understand the difference between being nice and being kind. And I always try to be kind. And another one that I put down, I have a couple. I said or two, but I actually put more than that. By the brothers Karamazov, by Dostoevsky, is, "The more I love humanity in general, the less I love man in particular." That is very prevalent right now in the state of the world. And then another one, and this is from Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Boulley. "Walking through life with integrity means not deceiving yourself or others." Number three, a quote you love because it is beautifully written. This one is a more recent read of mine, in Betty by Tiffany McDaniels. She's talking about aging, and I really, really loved this quote. "In the folds and creases, I saw her history. Her skin was the diary of her soul. All the springs she had watched flowers bloom, the summers she stood before the moon and kissed its face, the autumns she had grown wiser, the winters that had frozen the initials of her name. Each wrinkle was a record of this, and of every hour, minute, and second she had lived. All her secrets were written in her skin. The things she had asked God for, the things she had cursed the devil about. In such age before me, I only saw beauty. I really liked that one. And then just the depth of this simple sentence that was by Frederick Bachman in The Winners. He said it was quoted by somebody else, but I haven't actually found who the quote belonged to. But this hurts too much for words to touch. This hurts too much to touch with words. I did read that wrong. This hurts too much to touch with words. Either way was simplistically profound, but that is the correct quote. The fourth one, a poem you memorized and why you chose to memorize it. I haven't memorized any poetry. Sorry. I haven't memorized any poetry. I enjoy poetry. There are some that stick with me more than others, but nothing that I've actually taken the time to memorize. There is a passage that I attempted to memorize back in 10th grade and had keep kind of going back to it, referencing it quite a bit more lately now that I have a channel. But it's from The Outcast of Poker Flat by Bret Hart, and it's a short story. And when pitying fingers brush snow from their wan faces, you can scarcely have told from the equal peace that dwelt upon them, which was she who had sinned. I don't know, there's just something about that always stuck with me, because it reminded me, or at least taught me for the first time, the power of words and the longevity of it, the meaning and why we read, why art itself just continues to impact us and stick with us. And it gives us words that we might not have thought of ourselves, but for feelings that we all have felt and have been universal. So that was just the first time I truly understood that beauty and the power of words. And it was also around that time that I started writing more and more just personally for myself, because I just wanted to find a way to emulate that kind of beauty and emotion. Number 5, a quote that captures how you feel about love and friendship. So for this one, I have a few as well. The first one is actually a new quote that I really enjoyed. I just finished My Friends by Frederick Bachman, and there's a quote in there because it's about art and an artist in general. And it says, "Art is what we leave of ourselves in other people." And I guess why I resonate with that in association with friends or just your chosen people is because that's also where we leave parts of ourselves in our friends, in our family, in the people that we touch along the way. We always leave parts of ourselves behind in every interaction. So that being said, there's a couple of posts I didn't have a quote or a person who actually said this. I just saw several different social media posts that had these following quotes. One was, "If you stick around long enough, I might show you the oldest parts of my personality, the ones that used to be punished." And yeah, that one hit hard. Along with, "So many people from your past know a version of you that no longer exists anymore. Growth is beautiful." And that's important to recognize the friends that we kept along the way, the friends that stayed along with our journey and not only witnessed it, but participated in it and contributed to that growth is something that I feel like fits this in my feelings of what friendship is. Number 6, a quote that makes you feel seen. Another one from the brothers Karamazov. The stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone of the building. And from Firekeeper's Daughter, it's your identity, but it gets defined and controlled by other people. I feel like those are both quotes that make me feel understood and not alone. That other people felt the need to write those passages meant that there is a part of them that understood or felt that way as well. And then I just wanted to also add something that I say very often to other people as a reminder to them and also to myself. You are enough. You matter. You are loved. You are valid. I see you. I'm glad you exist, and please stay. And number 7, a quote that you would like to be read at your funeral. I also have a couple here. So I'll start with one by Betty, from the book Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. It occurred to me that to be a child is to know the cradle rocks both toward the parent and away from them. That is the ebb and flow of life, swinging toward and away from one another, perhaps so we can build up strength for that moment when we will be rocked so far away, the person we love the most is gone by the time we return. And along those lines, another one from Firekeeper's Daughter. When somebody dies, or when someone dies, everything about them becomes past tense. Everything but the grief. Grief stays in the present. So those were my quotes. I really actually enjoyed this tag quite a bit. I keep a lot of my own notebooks, basically commonplace book where I write quotes and stuff for that I enjoy. Now that I have this, I don't so much do quotes because I'm talking more and more about the book, but I tried to use ones that have stuck with me, and then I threw in a couple of recent reads that just haven't left my mind since I've read them. But I really enjoy this. Quotes are something that have always been meaningful and powerful for me because they give me the language and the words that I might not have come up with or been able to express on my own. So I use other people's words for that. So thank you for this tag. Pat, thank you for tagging me. And I would like to tag, I feel like we keep going back and forth, but if Angelina has not been tagged yet, over at Books Do Things to Me, and also Saracen Salute. Sorry. I know we go back and forth a lot, but I had fun with this tag, and I really hope that you enjoy it as well and that you give it a try. And anyone else who sees this and would like to participate, it's really thoughtful, and it makes you really consider what you're reading, what you're consuming, what you're remembering, and what you choose to remember. So it kind of affects how you interact with each piece of art, whether it be visual or, in this case, reading books, poems, speeches, interviews, anything that just inspires you. One that was way too long to put on here, that I know that I'm going to go back to often, is the victim statement from Chanel Miller, and she included it in her book, Know My Name. It's so profoundly written, but it also has this passage in there where, if you know her story, she was essentially saved by a couple Swedish exchange students on bikes, and now she associates bikes and the Swedes with standing up and doing the right thing in the face of oppression, in the face of what everyone else might be doing that's wrong, and just having the strength to overcome all that and to know right from wrong, and to protect and take care of each other. Even being in a foreign country, you can recognize good and evil and right and wrong, and you can do the right thing. And so she uses them as an example for her life now, as a hope in her life. And speaking of like visual art, she symbolizes those two, just two bicycles, as a means for hope and empowerment now. And I feel like that's kind of combining the two, visual and any other art form, including reading, into something that's going to be empowering and hopeful and memorable, and just a way to connect with humanity and understand it and have empathy and stuff. So it was way too long to quote her whole statement, but a lot of the things that she said in it, I could have used for any of these quote prompts. So if you do have a chance, I urge you to go and read that. I think it's been read so on video, so you can even probably find something on YouTube and stuff it and listen to it. But anyway, thank you. Happy reading. And thank you for this community. I have enjoyed it, and I continue to enjoy it. So thank you, and have a great day.